Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. And today we have quite the match from a fellow that I believe has been on the channel twice so far. This is General MacArthur, who I will be calling Mac from now on for simplicity's sake. This is the fella that keeps sending me these amazing Ashitaka games. But it seems like he's playing a ship more fitting for his username this time with the North Carolina color. Now, the North Carolina color is essentially just a premium North Carolina. North Carolina is a Tier 8 Techline American mainline battleship, and it is, in my opinion, one of the best Tier 8 ships in the game, period. Definitely in a running for a top, 2 or top 3 Tier 8 battleship, most definitely. But she does most certainly have some quirks about her, in that she is very weakly armored from the side, meaning that if you are a greedy player and try to get your third turret into action more often than you should, you will eat a lot of citadels because of that. But what happens in this match is, well, this is a live reaction replay, and I do have an idea of what happens at the end. I don't know how we get there, but we can surmise from the matchmaking that somebody pissed off Wargaming somewhere, because this is a Tier 9 match. So Mac has been up tier to Tier 9. It's a double CV game, and there are submarines as well. Now, granted, Mac is in a division, and one of his division mates, a fellow by the name of Pit Viper, apparently, has done the unforgivable sin of playing a submarine. So that one is, of course, on them, but it's still not exactly wonderful matchmaking, shall we say. Double CV games are rough, man. Typically, they'll be more prevalent at lower tiers because that's where most players are starting out with their tech line grind, obviously, so there's more CV players in queue, naturally. And typically when you get to higher tier, it does kind of start to not become a thing too much, but here we are. Now, I'm not sure of Mac's exact build. He did not include that when he submitted his replay, so we'll figure that out as we go along. But anyway, North Carolina color. Premium North Carolina, pretty good premium ship in my opinion that you should definitely pick up if she does return, because North Carolina is a ship that is very good at putting in damage. And adding on the benefits of being a premium ship on top of the good damage dealer that is the North Carolina, you can find yourself making a tidy bit of credits playing the North Carolina color, as I'm sure we shall see as we see the end results of this match. Broadside Leon there gets a good hit on him for 4,000 damage. Leon is having a not fun time as he has been double up tier to Tier 9. ASW raining down on the friendly U-190's head there. That's Pit Viper, who's again paying for his sins for playing a submarine. Thankfully, it does look like he has dodged most of those depth charges. Leon is about to learn here why you don't sell broadside in a battleship. At least I hope he is. You see, the North Carolina has 2.1 Sigma on her 9 16-inch guns, which means you get good tight groups like that center group right there. There we go. And he gets 18,000 damage off of that with a Citadel and a pin. Sigma, for those of you that don't know, that is basically how tight or how good of a chance you have for the dispersion to get a nice tight pattern out of the dispersion, rather than those shots that kind of go all over the place. Dispersion is how far those shells will fly away once you've fired the guns. But as you can see too, you know, even though you do have high Sigma here on the North Carolina color, you can have some bad salvos out of it. I say that as he citadels the Ipiranga from 16 kilometers for a good chunk of his HP. Looks like the friendly team has taken the A cap. Enemy team seems to be more focused on B and C. Ipiranga there just selling right into the B cap, probably hoping that his, new early access Pan American battleship will protect him from the incoming damage that he's about to sustain. But, it probably won't. See a lot of those fellas overestimating the abilities of their ship. Shots out here on this Saint Louis for that was beautiful. French armor giveth and French armor taketh away. 35,000 damage, fellas. Not a magazine detonation. Pure pins there to remove the Saint Louis from existence. Very much earning Mac here a dev strike. Graf Zeppelin and Lexington both flying over Mac right now, bringing his plane kills up to 10 so far. It's done 15,000 plane damage at this point in the match. Shots out on that Leon, and good damage there. Brings him down to triple. Oh, sorry, was he down? No, he was not down on triple digits. Okay, brings him down to 1,094 HP. I thought he got him down to like 800 there for a second. So that Leon, if he doesn't pick it up, that should most certainly be a dead Leon here in a second. So besides the Saint Louis that Mac removed from the match, oh, there we go. The Leon's now down too. So, you know, we're past the 5-minute mark. All of the destroyers are surprisingly still alive. That is a very rare occurrence. All right, Ipiranga getting his guns out on the other Ipiranga, the friendly Ipiranga in front of Mac. Ooh, no Citadels though on that Ipiranga this time, sadly. Though he did have the broadside. What is this? The Ipiranga's kind of just milling about back there. Enemy submarine is still on this side. It's a salmon. There's a Cossack that's unaccounted for as well on this flank. Enemy team is capping the sea cap at the moment. They most certainly do have the ship advantage down south. Ipiranga is still selling perfectly broadside to Mac. Again, he's about to figure out why that's a bad idea. Lexington is coming back over with his rocket planes. Not quite enough lead there on that Ipiranga. Yep, and all those shells do bounce. Mac did what I did and frickin' nailed, you know, the enemy ship's turrets instead of the belt armor there. Okay, so friendly Izumo does go down. That is a tier 9 ship. Losing your tier 9 ships in a tier 9 game is not exactly a great way to start the match. Although we are down to the 13-minute mark, and again, only 4 ships are sunk. This is very rare for high-tier gameplay. Depth charge is out on that salmon ping indicator. Looks like to be some pretty good hits. Yep, Matt gets an instance of flooding off of the salmon there. Cossack spotted 9 kilometers away, but he does go dark. Looks like the salmon gets to swim away. Ooh, Citadel on the Ipiranga. Unfortunately, the Cossack does take out the friendly U-190, and the Kansas takes out the friendly Colorado, but the Ipiranga manages to take out the enemy Cossack. Pretty close game so far. We are 4 ships down versus 3 ships down, 1-1 as far as caps go. Very close game so far. This is looking like it's going to be a good one, ladies and gentlemen. All right, another depth charge out on the enemy salmon. Gets another instance of flooding. Los Andes takes out the friendly Cossack. Unfortunately, that's happening down south. Fortunately, only gets a single pin on the Ipiranga. Actually, an overpin on the Ipiranga. But he does get a direct hit on that salmon with his depth charge. He's up to 25 planes down so far. He's quickly on his way to an AA expert. Or Clear Skies, whatever it's called nowadays. I can never remember which achievement it actually is. This should be a dead Ipiranga here. Should be finishing him off there with his main battery guns. Mac has not been shot at, I don't think, this entire round, except for, I think, the San Luis there at the beginning of the Ipiranga. But he's still relatively intact. There goes the friendly Ipiranga, courtesy of the other Cossacks torpedoes. So friendly team is now down 6 ships to the enemy team's 4 ships. Ipiranga showing him a rather large broadside there. Oh, shells land just short of his main battery belt. Now he's being shot at after I commented on him not being shot. There's AA defense expert there. Should be a dead Ipiranga here. It is not, though. Manages to survive on 1,600 HP and change. His heal is running, so he is regenerating that health as we speak. Okay, the Graf Zeppelin there gets a single torpedo out on Max North Carolina. Graf Zeppelin's also somewhere in this corner. The DivMate Split is running, trying to find him. If you look down east, though, I would be looking down there, Mac, because that Kansas is probably looking at your broadside and licking his lips. All right, there we go. Ipiranga down. Thankfully, no HE from that salvo. I see a lot of Ipiranga spamming HE, and it seems to be like 50-50 on how effective it actually is. You know, I mean, you got a bunch of guns, but I get the 14-inch guns, so that is kind of, small by tier 8 standards, but you got a lot of them, I mean, like, it could work. Alright, so Graf Zeppelin coming in for the airdrop. Candace completely oblivious to Mac's presence for some reason. Oh, the North Carolina AA simply denies the Graf Zeppelin planes the right to exist. Now, takes out a turret there on the Kansas. Graf Zeppelin has been spotted. Now, you see, like, Mac is definitely a prime CV target right now. He's an American battleship that is just chilling by himself. It's the North Carolina 2. Dodges those deep water torpedoes. So, the armor's not that great. You can easily get especially with Graf Zeppelin, double AP bomb sits with your dive bombers. But this Graf Zeppelin seems to just really like his flat clouds, because he's not really doing a whole lot of dodging on the approach, which is costing him a ton of planes. Los Andes with the cross-map shots at 17 kilometers on Mac. Sit rep. Enemy team does have the B cap. It is contested, however. Kills are pretty close. The friendly team is fairly... Oh, it's even lower now because there goes the other Parongo. So that leaves Mac here in his North Carolina as one of the 2 remaining active surface ships. You know, the other 2 are the Shokaku and the Yorktown, against a destroyer, 3 battleships, and 2 aircraft carriers. And since Mac is, well, you know, the thing that's easy to hit, the pinata, shall we say, he's about to get a lot of attention from those planes, methinks. Because Split, Nimble Destroyer, hard to hit. Shokaku and Yorktown have lots of AA. You know, who knows, maybe the enemy CV will go for them. But there should be a dead Candace. It is a dead Candace there. That is his 3rd kill of the match so far, fellas. Up to 142,000 damage. Can he get turret 3 out on the Los Andes? Yes, he can. I believe the Los Andes can spot the Yorktown right now, so that's probably who he's going to go for. Graf Zeppelin B, is he pushing up? He is pushing up to Mac, so this might be, you know, Chad Graf's secondary build Graf Zeppelin. There goes 5 planes from... Whose planes are those? I think that's, yeah, that is the Graf Zeppelin planes. Graf Zeppelin, not really wearing an appropriate camo, but okay. Is this not a secondary build Graf Zeppelin? Oh, the Split's not spotted, huh? Say that Split, yep, there we go. So this might be a dead Split here. That is how good the Graf Zeppelin secondaries are. I think this is going to be a dead Split. Graf Zeppelin might be going down here to the Split torpedoes, but the Split should be going down here to the Graf Zeppelin secondaries, unless he can sneak out. No, he's dead. There we go. Yep, gotta love those Graf Zeppelin secondaries. Can't wait till they, you know, fix them in the CV rework. Okay, so sit rep. Mac is the last remaining active surface ship, surface combat ship, I should say, on the friendly team. However, the Los Andes does have tunnel vision for the Yorktown. We don't know where the Anhalt's at. We haven't seen him in a bit. He's up to 46, 47 plane kills now, 48 plane kills now. And what's the Lexington doing? We haven't seen his planes in a hot... there you go. Speak the name and he shall appear. The Aztec sun god, was that Quetzalcoatl or something like that? Alright, so Shokaku does manage to take out the Los Andes, which takes the team down to 1 enemy battleship, 1 enemy destroyer, and 2 aircraft carriers. Graf Zeppelin showing up after eating all of those Split torpedoes down to 13 KHP. This should be a dead Graf Zeppy here, and it's not. But we do pop Halsey's main battery reload buff that he gets for getting Confederate. So he now has a, let me check, 21-second reload time on his main battery guns. Oh, gets a secondary kill on the Graf Zeppelin. Oh, the irony. So now he has a heavy cruiser's reload time on the American 9 16-inch guns. They're still down on points, 473 to 450. So they have to make some things happen here. Oh, there goes that plane. He's up to 64 plane kills, fellas. Alright. Shokaku's being hunted by the Asashio. We still don't know where this Anhalt's at. He hasn't been spotted in forever. I mean, the AA crews on Max North Carolina are absolutely getting their rounds in today. No question about that. Looks like he is going to potentially cap this cap. Ah, there's the Anhalt. Now, the Anhalt has a lot of guns. 15, were they 305, 310 millimeter guns, and a very healthy secondary suite, along with 4 nuclear torpedoes. Meaning that these torpedoes have, I believe, 30k alpha per torp. And she gets 2 in the bow, 1 on either side, 2 on the stern, 1 on either side. They get the funny turning mechanics as well. And it's a secondary ship, so let's see how this goes. Looks like Mac is turning his nose into the Anhalt, which is definitely what you want to do, because you can easily bounce all of the AP shells, since, again, she does have 305, 310 millimeter guns. I think it's the Aguirre's 305 millimeter guns, if I am remembering correctly. If not, I'm sure a ton of you have corrected me already in chat. The Shokaku takes out the enemy Asashio with a torp. Look at that. But now we have to deal with this Anhalt. Looks like Mac has thrown it in reverse here. There's his high caliber achievement being popped. He threw those shells into the superstructure. Again, massive German superstructure. Hey, Lexington! And looks like Mac is doing the wise thing and ignoring the Lexington, as the Lexington itself is not actually harming his ship, but the Anhalt itself is. Get some more AP into the superstructure of the Anhalt. Okay, thankfully the Shokaku does have fighters left. Alright, popping his hill as well. Okay, looks like he's trying to get... He's either trying to avoid beaching or he's maybe trying to get that third turret in there. Granted, with the small caliber of main battery gun that the Anhalt does have, he can probably get that third turret in action without having to worry too much about getting citadeled. Now, I'm sure if the Anhalt has, a pretty shallow angle, it probably will citadel the North Carolina Citadel, or definitely in a drive-by. But he also needs to keep his speed up because of those nuclear torpedoes, right? So you can't really just sit there and tank. You gotta, throw it into reverse. Yep, there it is. There it is. That's one of them. All right, so he's going to easily dodge that. Good dodge there, Mac. Okay, the other one, haven't seen it yet. He's probably already dumped it, or he's about to dump it. He does have to show a pretty good amount of broadside to get those rear torpedoes off. Here comes the AP-206, 5K off of Mac's superstructure. He returns the favor there by knocking out one of the Anhalt's turrets and getting a mere 1,300 damage on top of that. Can he dodge? Ooh, he dodges the Lexington torpedo on top of that as well. Here comes the friendly Yorktown to help him with the Anhalt. Up to 196,000 damage so far. Anhalt is healing some of that damage back, but there you go. There's Kraken unleashed for Mac. And the match isn't over just yet. There's that last torpedo. He's thrown it in full ahead. Ooh, boys, this is gonna be close. Ooh, I would pop that heel. Oh, takes him down to this last bit of HP there, knocks out his rudder, and applies an instance of flooding on the North Carolina here. But thankfully, he does have that that improved American battleship hill, so he is good. That must have hit the torpedo protection, because I do believe North Carolina has like 40-something% torpedo damage reduction. I mean, that still did like, what, 15k to him? So maybe it's like 28k, 27k alpha torps. It's something like that. It may not be 30k, but it's some ridiculous number like that. Lexington has been spotted, however. Alright, his steering gear is about to come back online right now. So, he's got 80 planes shot down, my dudes. That's a lot of planes shot down. And now it's just a matter of, feasting on the Lexington. A little bit of CV farming never hurt anybody. Gets a solo cap ribbon there for capping the B cap as well. Further securing the victory for the friendly team. Okay, so the points are flipped actually. So the red team's points are the green team's points. I mean, obviously they're going to win at this point. But let's see how well they are going to win. And if Matt can stay alive. Because he's at 8,000 health. That's not a whole lot of health, especially with the Lexington being on the enemy team. Although I suspect with 80 planes shot down, the Lexington's probably out of aircraft at this point. Going to give the Shokaku here a friendly bump. Yeah, there we go. Nothing wrong with trading a little bit of paint here. Alright, so I'll give it to Lexington that he's at least selling towards the enemy team. He understands that the match is over. He's not trying to save a star by selling to, A10, A1, J10, or J1. So let's see how well the North Carolina guns do against the Lexington. Ooh, nice damage there. 10,000 damage to the Lexington, taking his total up to 213,000 damage thus far. But he goes unspotted because the Shokaku planes that were spotting him have been shot down. Or the Yorktown planes, which I wasn't really paying attention to whose planes exactly it was that was spotting him. Alright. Final salvo of the match, methinks. Use your heal, dude. Get that dreadnought in there as well. Oh no, a mere 11,000 damage. More planes for Mac's kill count here. God, he's going to have... Oh my lord. Yeah, no, I think we're about to see a really big number here, fellas, here at the end. Dodges the Lexington torpedoes. Gets the Lexington there for 229,000 damage. 6 kills. 82 planes shot down. Oh, we might grab it a couple more here at the end. Let's see. So, oh my god, 2.6 million credits. Almost a 3 million credit game there, my guys. 82 planes shot down, 13,000 XP, 17,000 base XP, 229,000 damage done. Let's see. So you got General Offensive, Confederate, Devastating Strike, Close Quarters Expert, Dreadnought, Kraken, AA Defense Expert, and High Caliber all in one game. You got 3,900 base XP. Oh my god, that is over double than what the next guy put up just about. Oh man, that's a 4,000 base XP game, fellas. Yeah, planes are everything. Well, they're not everything, but if you shoot down a lot of them, you get a ridiculous amount of XP. That's certainly one way to cheese the XP system for sure in game. So let's see. But yeah, no, that was an earned Kraken as well. He put in some work there that match, and yeah, 2.5 million credits earned after expenses. Good lord. Yeah, so remember when I said get the North Carolina color? Definitely get the North Carolina color. Okay, so he was running the 160% buff to the credits, but I mean, still look, without that 160% buff, he still would have earned what, still would have earned 1.6 million credits. No, I'm sorry. He would have earned over 1 million credits. Yeah, but just over 1 million credits there if he wasn't running the 160% buff. So he probably would have got like 1.5 or 1 million credits out of that match. But yeah, no, I mean that's why I said get the North Carolina color, my dudes. But anyway, guys, this was a very excellent game. Thank you so much for sending this in, Mac. If you have a replay like this that's just darn good all the way through, or one that's entertaining, funny, whatever, send it into the email linked in the description down below, or you can submit it in the replay submission channel in the community Discord, which there's a link to that below as well. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful Thursday, wonderful rest of your week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.